cold that just wouldn't go away? You know, the kind that lingers for weeks, making you feel tired and run down? It might not have been just a regular cold. You might have been fighting human metapneumovirus, or HMPV for short. This virus is a bit of a stealthy invader, often flying under the radar. It's a common respiratory virus, often mistaken for the flu, or RSV. Doctors sometimes have a hard time distinguishing it because the symptoms can be so similar. HMPV is like a master of disguise, looking like a normal cold, but it can be quite strong, especially for little ones, older folks, and people with weak immunity. It can sneak into our systems and cause more trouble than we might expect. Though not as famous as other viruses, HMPV is everywhere, infecting almost everyone by the time they grow up. It's spread through droplets when an infected person coughs or sneezes, and it can linger on surfaces for hours. Most people just get mild cold-like symptoms. But for some, it can lead to bigger problems like pneumonia or bronchiolitis. These complications can be particularly severe in vulnerable populations, making it crucial to recognize and address the symptoms early. But don't worry, if we know how it spreads, its symptoms, and how to prevent it, we can protect ourselves and our families from this sneaky foe. Simple measures like washing hands frequently, avoiding close contact with sick individuals, and keeping surfaces clean can go a long way in preventing the spread of HMPV. Additionally, staying informed and consulting healthcare professionals when symptoms persist can help manage and mitigate the impact of this virus. Strengthening our immune system through a healthy lifestyle, including a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep, can also help in fighting off infections like HMPV. While there's no specific vaccine for HMPV yet, staying up to date with other vaccinations can provide overall protection against respiratory illnesses. Public health awareness and community efforts play a significant role in controlling the spread of HMPV. By staying vigilant and supporting each other, we can reduce the impact of this virus and keep our communities healthier. So the next time you or a loved one catches a cold that seems a bit too persistent, remember the sneaky cousin of the common cold, HMPV. With the right knowledge and precautions, we can outsmart this virus and ensure a healthier future for everyone. HMPV is a fairly new discovery. This virus, known as human metapneumovirus, was first identified by scientists in the Netherlands in 2001. Despite its recent discovery, HMPV has likely been circulating among humans for centuries, if not longer. Its ability to mimic other respiratory illnesses allowed it to remain undetected for so long. Scientists in the Netherlands found it only in 2001. They were conducting research on respiratory infections when they stumbled upon this previously unknown virus. The discovery was a significant breakthrough in the field of virology, opening up new avenues for research and understanding of respiratory diseases. But even though we discovered it recently, it's been around for ages, hiding in plain sight because it looks like other illnesses. HMPV often presents symptoms similar to those of the common cold, flu, or other respiratory infections, making it difficult to diagnose without specific testing. HMPV is related to RSV, another common respiratory virus, especially in kids. Both viruses belong to the Paramyxoviridae family and share many characteristics. RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus, is well known for causing severe respiratory infections in young children, and HMPV can cause similar symptoms, ranging from mild cold-like symptoms to severe respiratory distress. Like its viral cousins, HMPV has a protective layer and carries its genetic information in the form of RNA. This RNA genome allows the virus to replicate and spread within the host. The protective layer, or envelope, helps the virus evade the host's immune system, making it more challenging to combat. This means it can change over time, making it tough to create vaccines or treatments. RNA viruses are known for their high mutation rates, which can lead to the emergence of new strains. This genetic variability poses a significant challenge for scientists working on developing effective vaccines and antiviral therapies. But understanding how it works is key to fighting it. Researchers are continually studying the mechanisms of HMPV to develop better diagnostic tools, treatments, and preventive measures. By unraveling the complexities of this virus, scientists hope to reduce its impact on public health and prevent future outbreaks. HMPV spreads very easily through droplets when someone coughs or sneezes. These tiny droplets can hang in the air and infect others. Also, you can get it by touching infected surfaces like toys, doorknobs, or even hands. HMPV infections are most common during winter and spring, just like the cold and flu. Small children are easily infected, with most catching it by age 5. You can get it again, but it's usually milder than the first time. HMPV is a master of disguise, often pretending to be a common cold. Symptoms usually show up 1 to 2 weeks after you catch it and can be mild or strong. Most of the time, it causes a runny nose, cough, sore throat, stuffy nose, fever, headache, and body aches. For some, especially little kids, older adults, and those with weak immunity, it can cause serious issues like bronchiolitis, inflammation of the small airways in the lungs, pneumonia, lung infection, worsened asthma, and ear infections, especially in small children. While anyone can get HMPV, some people need to be more careful. Little babies and young children, especially those born early or with other health problems, older adults, especially those with weak immunity or long-term breathing issues, people with weak immunity due to illnesses like HIV/AIDS, organ transplants, or cancer treatment, and those with chronic lung diseases like asthma should be extra careful and see a doctor quickly if they have any symptoms. Early diagnosis and treatment can help prevent serious problems. Figuring out if you have HMPV can be tricky because it looks like other infections. Doctors usually look at a few things: your medical history, recent illnesses and symptoms, a physical exam, listening to your lungs, and lab tests, a nasal or throat swab. Sadly, there's no specific medicine for HMPV. Treatment focuses on easing symptoms and helping your body fight it. This might include over-the-counter medicines for pain, fever, and congestion, rest and lots of fluids, and in serious cases, oxygen. Preventing HMPV is like preventing colds and flu. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after coughing or sneezing. Use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol if you can't wash your hands. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your elbow when you cough or sneeze. If you're sick, stay home. Clean and disinfect things you touch often, like doorknobs and toys. These simple steps can really help stop HMPV from spreading. HMPV, or human metapneumovirus, is often confused with other viruses like the flu, RSV, and COVID-19 because they have similar symptoms. But there are key differences that are important to understand. HMPV and the flu share many symptoms, such as fever, cough, and fatigue. However, the flu is usually more severe, often accompanied by a high fever, intense body aches, and extreme fatigue that can leave you bedridden for days. One of the major differences between HMPV and the flu is the availability of a vaccine. While there is a seasonal flu vaccine that can help prevent influenza, there is currently no vaccine available for HMPV. This makes prevention and early detection even more crucial. HMPV and RSV, or Respiratory Syncytial Virus, both primarily affect children and can lead to bronchiolitis, a serious respiratory condition. Both viruses can cause wheezing, difficulty breathing, and a persistent cough. However, RSV is more commonly seen in the winter months, when cold weather can exacerbate respiratory issues and lead to higher transmission rates. On the other hand, HMPV tends to be more prevalent in the spring, a time when people might not be as vigilant about respiratory illnesses, thinking the worst of the flu season is over. HMPV and COVID-19 both cause respiratory illnesses and share symptoms like cough, fever, and shortness of breath. However, COVID-19 has a broader range of symptoms and can affect multiple organ systems. One of the hallmark symptoms of COVID-19 is the loss of taste or smell, which is not typically seen with HMPV. This can be a key indicator in differentiating between the two. Additionally, COVID-19 can lead to more serious long-term health problems, including complications like pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and even long COVID, which can have lasting effects on your health. Understanding these differences is crucial for getting the right treatment and taking the appropriate precautions. By knowing what to look for, you can better protect yourself and your loved ones from these various respiratory illnesses. HMPV might not be as famous as the flu or COVID-19, but it's important, especially for vulnerable people. By understanding HMPV and how to prevent it, we can protect ourselves and our families. Sharing the right information can help clear up confusion and encourage good habits. Let's work together to spread awareness and create a healthier future for everyone.